Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When your alarm goes off, what's the very first thought that runs through your mind? Is it about the day ahead? The coffee you're about to make? Or is it a quick, almost subconscious physical inventory? A mental scan that goes something like this. Okay, how's the back today? Is my neck going to turn? Are my hips locked up? If you've been waking up with aches and pains for years, feeling like you're paying a steep price for a night's sleep, I want you to know you're not alone. And if you've been promised a pain-free life by countless online articles, fancy pillows, or videos that promise miracles, only to feel disappointed and maybe a little foolish afterward, then you have absolutely come to the right place, because this isn't about a magic cure. Let's get that out of the way right now. If you're looking for an overnight fix for years of chronic pain, this video honestly isn't for you. But if you're looking for a simple, manageable 5-minute routine that you can do before you even get out of bed, a routine designed to gently ease that morning stiffness and start to give you back a sense of control over your own body, then I promise you, these next few minutes will be worth your while. We're going to talk about the real reason you feel so stiff in the morning. And it might not be what you think. And we're going to challenge a very common, very disempowering belief. The belief that says, well, this is just part of getting older. I'm here today to respectfully, but firmly, challenge that idea. The goal here isn't to make you feel 20 years younger overnight. The goal is to help you wake up tomorrow feeling just a little bit better than you did today, and then do it again the next day. That's a win. That's progress. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, that nagging, frustrating pain that greets you like an unwelcome houseguest every single morning. You go to bed feeling okay, maybe a little tired, but then you wake up and it feels like you've run a marathon in your sleep. Your lower back screams, your neck is stiff, and the simple act of swinging your legs out of bed feels like a major physical accomplishment. You've probably tried changing your sleep position. You tell yourself, tonight, I'm going to sleep on my back, only to wake up curled on your side with your hip aching. Or you try sleeping on your other side and your shoulder protests. It can feel like a game you just can't win. And I know what you might be thinking. You're thinking, it's my mattress, or it's my pillow. And while those things certainly play a role, and we will touch on that later, they are often just part of a bigger picture. The frustration you're feeling is completely valid. It's the frustration of losing autonomy, of feeling like your own body is working against you. And this experience is far more common than you might realize. Research confirms that waking up with back pain is incredibly prevalent, and yes, its likelihood does increase with age. In fact, it's estimated that more than 90% of adults over the age of 60 have some form of degenerative disc disease. Now, that sounds scary, I know, but all it really means is that the cushioning between our vertebrae gets a bit thinner and drier over time. It's a natural process, but it can contribute to that feeling of morning stiffness. This isn't to scare you, it's to validate you. What you are feeling is real, it's physical, and millions of other people are going through the exact same thing every single morning. Now here's where it gets really interesting. For decades, we've talked about the relationship between pain and sleep as a one-way street. Pain causes poor sleep. And that's true, it does. But what emerging research is telling us from institutions all over the world is that it might be an even more powerful two-way street. Poor sleep can actually make pain worse. A study published in the Journal of Pain found that a night of poor sleep can increase your sensitivity to pain the next day. It's a vicious cycle. You hurt, so you can't sleep well. You don't sleep well, so you hurt more. Breaking that cycle is the key. And how do we start to break it? This brings us to another long-held belief we need to challenge: the idea that when you're in pain, complete rest is always the best medicine. If you've ever thrown your back out, the first instinct is to lie perfectly still on the couch for 3 days. And while rest is crucial for an acute injury, for the kind of chronic, nagging stiffness we're talking about, prolonged inactivity can be your worst enemy. Think of your muscles and connective tissues like a car that's been sitting in the garage all winter. When you try to start it, it's sluggish. The fluids are cold. The parts are stiff. It needs to warm up slowly. Your body is the same way. When we're inactive for 8 hours overnight, our muscles tighten, our joints get less lubrication, and that's why that first movement in the morning feels so jarring. Gentle movement is what tells your body, okay, it's time to wake up. It's what sends lubricating fluid to your joints and blood flow to your muscles. This is why our philosophy today is one of movement, not miracles. We're not trying to force anything. We're simply giving the body a gentle, preparatory nudge before the day begins. And that's what this 5-minute routine is all about. And a quick but important reminder: I am not a doctor, and this advice is not a substitute for professional medical care. The routine we're about to go through is designed to be gentle and safe for most people, but you know your body better than anyone. If you have a serious spinal condition, a recent injury, or if any movement causes sharp, shooting, or sudden pain, please stop immediately and consult with your doctor or a physical therapist. The golden rule here is to listen to your body. There's a huge difference between the feeling of a good stretch and the feeling of pain. We are only interested in the former. Our goal is to soothe, not to strain. So if you're ready to take that first small, manageable step towards waking up with a little less stiffness and a little more ease, stick with me. We are about to walk through 5 incredibly simple, yet powerful stretches you can do right in or beside your bed. This isn't a workout. There's no sweating, no equipment needed, and no complicated choreography. This is a quiet conversation with your body. And if you're finding this approach helpful so far, if it's resonating with you, I would be so grateful if you just took a quick second to tap that like button below. It truly helps get this message out to others who might need to hear it. All right, let's get started. The first movement in our pre-sleep pain-free routine is perhaps the most fundamental for waking up your spine. It's called the cat-cow stretch. Now, I know the name might sound a little silly, but I want you to stick with me. Imagine your spine after a long night of being relatively still. It's like a chain where some of the links have become a bit stiff and stuck together. Our goal with this first movement is to gently reintroduce motion, link by link. You can do this right on your bed if it's firm enough, or on a carpeted floor next to your bed. You'll want to start on your hands and knees in what's often called a tabletop position. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Your back should be flat, like a table. Now here's the action. First, we'll do the cow part of the pose. As you take a slow, deep breath in, I want you to gently drop your belly towards the bed. Lift your chest and your tailbone up towards the ceiling, and look slightly forward. Don't crank your neck back. Just a gentle lift of your gaze. You should feel a nice, gentle arch in your back. Think of it like you're creating a shallow bowl with your spine. Hold this for just a moment. The real power of this part of the movement lies in how it gently stretches the front of your body and your abdominal muscles, while mobilizing the spine. Now for the cat part. As you exhale slowly, I want you to do the opposite motion. Gently round your spine up towards the ceiling, tucking your chin towards your chest and pressing your hands into the bed. Imagine a cat arching its back when it's startled. You should feel a wonderful stretch across your upper back, your mid-back, and your shoulders. That's one repetition. The key here is to move with your breath. Inhale into the cow pose. Exhale into the cat pose. I want you to do this 5 to 10 times, very slowly and deliberately. This isn't about speed or how far you can arch or round. It's about the rhythm and the gentle flow. What makes this so special for morning stiffness is that it creates movement through each vertebra, promoting flexibility and releasing the tension that builds up overnight. A study on posture-related pain found that participants who did a regular stretching routine reported lower pain levels, and this type of spinal articulation is a cornerstone of that relief. A red flag here would be any sharp or pinching pain in your lower back as you arch into the cow pose. If you feel that, simply lessen the arch. Make the movement smaller. Remember, this is your body, your routine. The goal is gentle relief. After a few slow, mindful repetitions, you're already sending a powerful signal to your body that it's time to move with ease. Now that we've gently woken up the entire length of the spine, let's turn our attention to an area that is a major culprit for that morning locked-up feeling: the lower back and the glutes. This brings us to our second stretch, the knee to chest stretch. I have a friend whose father, a wonderful man named Frank, used to complain every single morning about his lower back. He'd stand up and his hand would go right to the spot, wincing. He assumed it was just his age, a disc issue he had to live with. But so much of his stiffness was actually coming from tight muscles in his hips and glutes that were pulling on his lower back all night. This simple stretch provides immense relief for that exact issue. Here's how we do it, and the great news is, you can do this one while you're still lying in bed on your back. Lie flat on your back with your legs extended. If that's uncomfortable for your lower back, it's perfectly fine to have your knees bent with your feet flat on the bed. Take a slow breath in. As you exhale, gently pull one knee in towards your chest. You can hold on to your shin, or, if it's more comfortable for your knee joint, clasp your hands behind your thigh. Just pull it in until you feel a comfortable stretch in your lower back and in the glute of that same side. The key here is to keep your head and shoulders relaxed on the bed. There's a tendency to want to lift your head to meet your knee. Resist that urge. Let the bed support you. Hold this stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply and slowly the entire time. Imagine with each exhale that you are releasing a little bit more tension from that lower back and hip area. Then, slowly release the leg back down and repeat on the other side. Here's why this is so effective. By pulling one knee to your chest, you're not just stretching the muscles, you're gently flattening your lower back against the mattress, which can decompress the vertebrae that have been in a static position all night. For an even deeper release, after you've done each side individually, you can try pulling both knees into your chest at the same time, giving yourself a gentle hug. This is incredibly soothing for a tight, achy low back. A red flag here would be any sharp pain in the hip joint or groin area. If you feel that, don't pull the knee in so tightly. Just bring it to the point where you feel a mild stretch, not pain. This movement isn't about force, it's about release. It's a simple, direct way to say good morning to your hips and lower back, setting them up for a much more comfortable day. From that wonderful release in the lower back, we now move to a movement that incorporates a gentle twist. This is the gentle spinal twist. So many of us, especially if we are side sleepers, spend the night slightly contorted. Our spine is in a twisted position for hours on end, and our muscles essentially get stuck there. When we wake up, they don't want to straighten out. This gentle twist is like wringing out a wet towel. It helps to release that stored rotational tension. And according to research highlighted by organizations like BUPA, incorporating gentle twists can significantly improve spinal mobility and stretch the intricate network of muscles all along your back. Let's do this one right from where we left off, lying on our back in bed. Start with both knees bent and your feet flat on the mattress, about hip-width apart. Place your arms out to the sides in a T shape with your palms facing down. This helps to anchor your upper body. Now take a slow breath in. As you exhale, I want you to gently let both of your knees fall over to one side, say to the right. Go only as far as is comfortable. The goal is not to get your knees to touch the bed. The goal is to feel a nice, gentle stretch through your lower back and along the side of your body. Try to keep both of your shoulders, especially the opposite shoulder, pressed down into the bed. If your left shoulder pops up as your knees go to the right, you've gone a bit too far. Ease back up until that shoulder can relax on the bed. Hold this gentle twist for 20 to 30 seconds, continuing to breathe deeply. Try to direct your breath into your ribcage and feel it expand. With each exhale, you might find you can relax a little deeper into the stretch. Then, on an inhale, slowly and carefully engage your core muscles to bring your knees back up to the center. Take a moment, and then, as you exhale again, let your knees fall gently to the other side. What's so powerful about this movement is that it stretches not only the big muscles of your back, but also the smaller stabilizing muscles, like the multifidus and rotatories that run along your spine. These are the muscles that often get stiff and contribute to that locked-up feeling. As for red flags, if you have a known disc issue like a herniation, you need to be very careful with twisting. If you feel any sharp, radiating, or nerve-like pain down your leg, this stretch is not for you right now, and that's a definite sign to speak with your doctor. For everyone else, keep the movement slow and gentle, and it will feel like you're giving your entire torso a much-needed sigh of relief. All right, we've addressed the spine and the hips, but there's another major player in the morning pain story that often gets overlooked: your hamstrings. These are the big muscles on the back of your thighs. You might be thinking, what do my legs have to do with my back pain? The answer is a lot. Think of your body as a system of pulleys and levers. Your hamstrings attach to your pelvis. When they are tight, they pull down on the back of your pelvis. This constant downward pull can flatten the natural curve in your lower back, putting a huge amount of strain on the muscles and discs there, especially when you're lying down for a long period. Loosening tight hamstrings, as recommended by institutions like the Sleep Foundation, is a critical step in relieving that lower back tension. Now, for this stretch, the standing hamstring stretch, I want you to finally swing your legs out of bed and stand up. We're going to do this safely. Stand facing the side of your bed or a sturdy chair. Place the heel of one foot up on the edge of the bed or the chair seat, keeping that leg relatively straight but not locking the knee. Your other foot should be flat on the floor, with a slight bend in that knee to keep you stable. Now, stand up tall, pulling your shoulders back. The stretch should already be starting in the back of the leg that's propped up. If you need more of a stretch, here's the crucial part. Do not round your back and reach for your toes. That can put your lower back in a vulnerable position. Instead, keeping your back straight, I want you to hinge forward from your hips, as if you're trying to bring your chest closer to your knee. You will feel the stretch intensify in the back of your thigh. Go only to the point of a mild, feel-good tension, not pain. Hold it there for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing the entire time. I remember working with a gentleman who swore up and down he stretched his hamstrings every day. When I watched him, he was rounding his back completely, touching his toes, but feeling almost no stretch in his hamstrings. When we corrected his form to a straight back and a hip hinge, he couldn't believe the difference. He had been stretching his back, not his legs. By keeping the back straight, you isolate the stretch where it's needed most. Your red flag is any pain behind the knee or any tingling sensation down your leg. If you feel that, ease off immediately. After holding for 20 to 30 seconds, slowly come up, switch legs, and repeat. This simple change can take so much pressure off your lower back, not just in the morning, but all day long. We've now gently mobilized the spine, released the hips and lower back, and lengthened the hamstrings. For our final movement, we're going to transition into a pose of rest and gentle release. It's called child's pose. This pose is a staple in yoga and physical therapy for a reason. It's incredibly restorative, and it provides a passive, gentle stretch for the entire back of the body, from the lower back all the way up to the shoulders. After the more active movements we've just done, think of this as the final, calming signal to your body before you stand up and face the day. To get into child's pose, you'll want to be on a carpeted floor. Start on your hands and knees again, just like we did for cat-cow. From here, bring your big toes to touch and widen your knees a little bit, maybe as wide as your yoga mat or a comfortable distance apart. Then, slowly sit your hips back towards your heels. As you exhale, walk your hands forward and allow your torso to rest down between or on top of your thighs. Finally, rest your forehead on the floor or on a small pillow if the floor feels too far away. Your arms can be stretched out long in front of you, or if it's more comfortable for your shoulders, you can rest them alongside your body with your palms facing up. Now, just breathe. The real magic of this pose isn't in forcing anything. It's in the letting go. With every deep breath you take, feel your back expand. With every slow exhale, feel your hips sinking a little deeper towards your heels. Feel the tension melting away from your lower back, your shoulders, and your neck. Stay here for at least 30 seconds, or even up to a minute if it feels good. This pose is wonderful because it allows gravity to do the work. It gently tractions the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. It stretches the hips, thighs, and ankles. It's the perfect calming bookend to our short routine. The main caution here is if you have significant knee pain or issues. If sinking your hips back towards your heels hurts your knees, you can place a rolled-up blanket or towel in the crease behind your knees to create some space. If it's still uncomfortable, you can simply skip this pose. The 4 previous stretches have already done a world of good. This is just the icing on the cake, a final moment of peace and release before you rise to your feet. And there you have it. That's the entire routine. Cat-cow, knee to chest, a gentle spinal twist, the standing hamstring stretch, and child's pose. 5 movements, 5 minutes. It's not a grueling workout. It's a simple, repeatable act of self-care. But I want to be clear. This is a powerful starting point, not the entire story. As you build this habit, you can start to look at the bigger picture. Things like your sleep environment absolutely do matter. Is your pillow supporting the natural curve of your neck? Or is it forcing your head into an awkward angle all night? According to the Sleep Foundation, for back sleepers, a thinner pillow is often better, while side sleepers typically need a firmer, thicker pillow to fill the space between their ear and shoulder. And yes, your mattress matters. A mattress that's too soft or too old can sag, failing to support the alignment of your spine, which can be a direct cause of morning back pain. You don't necessarily need to rush out and buy the most expensive mattress on the market, but it is worth assessing if your current mattress is still doing its job. These are the next steps, the other pieces of the puzzle you can explore as you continue on this journey. But it all starts with this small, daily commitment to movement. So let's bring this all together. We started this conversation by acknowledging a deep-seated frustration, the feeling of being betrayed by our own body every morning. We challenged the idea that this is an unavoidable part of aging that you just have to accept. We talked about the science, how lack of movement at night leads to stiffness, and how a vicious cycle between pain and poor sleep can keep you stuck. But most importantly, we walked through a tangible, achievable 5-minute plan, a series of gentle movements designed not as a miracle cure, but as a consistent practice to ease stiffness, promote better movement, and give you back a sense of control. Each stretch was a win. Waking up your spine with cat-cow, that's a win. Releasing your lower back with the knee to chest stretch, that's another win. Improving mobility with a gentle twist, lengthening those tight hamstrings, and finding a moment of rest in child's pose. All wins for your body and your well-being. The core message today is one of empowerment. You are not powerless against this morning stiffness. You have tools at your disposal, and this routine is one of the most effective and accessible tools there is. So here is my challenge to you. Not a promise of a pain-free life overnight, but a gentle challenge. Try this simple routine every single morning for 1 week. That's it. Just 7 days. Commit to those 5 minutes before you do anything else. Don't look for a miracle on day 2. Just notice. Notice the small things. Are your first few steps out of bed a little less jarring? Do you feel a tiny bit more mobile when you reach for the coffee pot? Is the stiffness easing up a few minutes sooner than it used to? That's a victory. That's the proof that small, consistent actions create real, lasting change. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which part of this conversation was the biggest aha moment for you? Was it the connection between tight hamstrings and back pain? Or the idea that poor sleep can make pain worse? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Reading your experiences helps everyone in this community feel a little less alone. And if you found this detailed guide to be valuable, and you want more in-depth content designed to help you live a healthier, more empowered life, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Be well, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next one.